Hey you guys, I'm Charles with the 741 experiment. As you guys know, we're taking a brief hiatus this week just to get some vision back together and be sure that we're going about what we're doing in the right way. But thank you guys so much for your awesome support during our launch. We've got people reading from all across the globe and mainly this country, but one or two countries across the globe, so we can say that. So we're just really appreciative. Um, so if I take this time just to tell you a bit about me, um, I was born and raised in the southeast United States. Um, I live on a hay farm. Sometimes I say hay farm, people think I say hate farm, um, and then that's horrible because the southeast has a reputation. But it's not a hate farm; it's a hay farm. So keep your heads on. I have a lot of siblings. I am the oldest of 7 steps and halves and a whole. Um, so, come from both my parents have been divorced and remarried, um, and divorced again, and one of them got remarried again. So just kind of interesting family dynamics. Um, I am a sociology major at a big state school. Really love my major. Um, enjoy studying cultures a lot and why people do what they do. Just fascinates me. Um, I became a Christian the summer before my senior year of high school and came out of a big theater community, um, and was a stage manager and a dancer and did that whole scene. Um, but really just didn't find love. Just kind of found you go and do something, and then you move on, and then you do something else, and you move on, and it was all about production and not about truth. Because when you're doing a lot of theater, and this is just very general, not for each specific person, but for me, it just became very false and trying to promote myself as someone that I wasn't, and doing things just to put on a resume, not actually living life. So got out of that scene and became a believer after reading a book by Thich Nhat Hanh. It's called Living Buddha, Living Christ. It's an awesome book. I highly recommend it to any of you. Just put the gospel into terms I was willing to understand, and talked about Jesus in a loving way. Shocker. And just really learned that Jesus was an awesome man, God, and that he really did care about us. That he wasn't this abusive, stoning, hateful person, but really awesome description of how God loves us. So that's how I became a believer. Um, right now, my heart is with dancers, and I'm a dancer, so I love ballet, like contemporary ballet and choreography. I'm not very good at dancing, but choreography at least. So I really like dancers and gays. It breaks my heart how the church has sort of rejected gay people as a whole. Um, like when Jesus came to the earth, and the woman's brought to him. The woman who's the adulterer is brought to him. Instead of just condemning her and stoning her like the rest want to, he heals her from the inside out. It doesn't look at who she is, but what she can be. Um, looks at um, looks at her from the viewpoint of love and not of condemnation and not of judging. And through love, there comes reform and justice and mercy, and just the essence of God. So if you're gay or consider yourself gay, like there are Christians who love you. I also really like artists, just because I enjoy creativity, enjoy people who get out and express themselves. It's a community I identify with. So if you're an artist, great. Send us some ideas for our site. That'd be wonderful. I also really like frat guys. I think frat guys often get pinned into being something that they're not. Um, they append as these drinking. That's no. Some a lot maybe on the surface, but not when you go deeper. So if you're a frat guy and you want to talk, just email me, Charles at 741experiment.com. I'd love to talk to you. Um, just about your culture and your life and Jesus. Um, I also really like Muslims. I spent a lot of time in the Middle East this summer, a couple of months, working with Iraqi and Moroccan and Kurdish and Ghazian children who had heart problems, and just met their mothers and the children, and just fell in love with the Muslim people. Um, there's so much that Americans don't know about Muslims, and they stereotype them as these crappy people, and they're not. They're really beautiful, loving people. Um, one of the people that showed me the most love in my life is a Muslim woman uh, who I could talk to through a dictionary, but she's awesome. So yeah. So if you guys want to send stuff in, that's great. What we're trying to do with the 741 experiment is create like an open dialogue and analyze faith and why we believe what we believe about God and Jesus, and why we don't believe what we don't believe about Muhammad and the Buddha and the flying spaghetti monster and Joseph Smith and on, and see if there's basis for it, and see if it's just culture, if it's actual truth. There are thousands of perceptions of truth in the world, and one truth, which we believe is identified in the Bible. And so Christian culture can be off sometimes, American culture can be off a lot of times, and we're just trying to get past culture and into reality. So if you guys want to help with that, that's great. Please just send stuff in and give us ideas. And this is 7 months of just creative ideas, maybe for something later on, and integrating Christianity and technology and culture. So yeah, just send in like what's cool, what do you want from a website, what would make your life easier from a website, what will make your life easier from technology's perspective and religious walk, and developing a culture of religious literacy. Look around in your community, look online, and give us some feedback. But so that's me, and that's my heart for the 741 experiment, my heart for Christ. Please don't be a stranger. See you guys in a week. Later.